Hey, hello, and welcome everybody. It's Catherine, the Big Vision Coach, and I'm coming to you live in two locations right now, one on YouTube and the other in the Facebook group, our TOC Money Mindset Mastery, and then also our TOC Money Mindset Facebook page. And I hope that you'll be joining us and participating. And if you want to, please be sure and like the StreamYard app if you're in the Facebook application so that I can see your comments. I believe if you're on YouTube and you want to post a comment, I'll see you okay. But I want to make sure that I give everybody a reading today. Okay, let me get over to the comments, and we already have Hannah on, and I just want to say welcome, Hannah. And I'm going to give it just another minute, kind of for people to get alerted that I'm on. Hey, Leslie, Leslie's on too today. Looking forward to that. And I called this. I have to confess, I call this the Lionsgate Tarot reading, but the Lionsgate actually ended on the 12th. So we're kind of in the shadow and we're in that energy of the Lionsgate portal, but we're very much in the Leo energy. Oh, hi, Fiorenza. I'm so happy you're here. So we are going to go ahead and get started. So, welcome everybody. Now, the way this is going to work, let me get over to my cards. I just want to remind everybody what the heck the Lionsgate is. I don't know if you realize 888. I did a class on the Lionsgate. We did a command your activation, and if you missed the live meditation because we did some preparing, opening way, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, to raise your vibration so that you could activate your command, so you could really be intentional about what it is that you want to attract, create, or manifest. If you missed that and you want to catch the replay, hey, just type replay into the comment section, and I'll make sure that you get the link to that. Okay, but we have jumped timelines. There's already been an incredible shift. That night, thousands upon thousands of people across the planet were hosting that type of event to raise the vibration of the planet, bring healing, and to this is not showing for some reason. I'm having a little lag. Let me see, share. Let me stop sharing. Sorry, just a minute. And let me find back here because my whole presentation isn't working. Okay, Fiorenza, I will make sure you get the replay. I've got your email. I'll shoot it over to you. Actually, I'll put it in the Facebook Messenger for you. I'll give you the link for that. Okay, so let me try to present and share again. We will get over there. We will make this happen together. This is the thrill of live events. Tarot background. Okay, share. Let me see if this is the right one. Yep, this is the one. Here we go. Let's see who's on right quick. I see Leslie, Fiorenza, PJ. So welcome. Oh, we are shaping up to a beautiful group today. Okay, so let me turn off this banner. All right. So in case you missed it, I don't know if you were in a coma and you didn't get to find out about the Lion's Gate, why it's called the Lion's Gate, which it happens because it's happening during the month of Leo, during the time of Leo astrologically, but also what's happening in this gate. This is a very significant time. Orion's belt in the astrology system there lines up perfectly with Sirius, the dog star. Okay, and that's why we have Dog Days of August. But also, if you look at Orion's belt, do you see here? These are the pyramids in Gaza and how they line up. And this is a very significant time for manifesting. This is a time for getting clarity on what you want, because it's that time we're coming into Virgo, and that's the harvest time. And this is the time when, hey, we're looking at, hey, here's all of our efforts up until now. Here's the intention of what we were doing. There's a lot of extra work. There's a lot of effort. There's been some challenges. We've got to come together one more time so that we can reap the harvest and prepare, right? And we want to come into a time of celebration. So, in order for people to come into that time of celebration so that they could offer their gifts, right, their tithe to the gods and goddesses, they had to first deem themselves worthy. They had to say, how do I measure up? And so all of this is up right now. So we're talking about values, your worthiness, how you're showing up, like being confident, finding your voice. It's all that yummy Leo energy. Okay. And so that is all up right now. Now we are on the other side of the gate because that ended on the 12th, but we're kind of in the shadow, but we're also still in a major Mercury retrograde, and the planets are lining up. I'm not an astrologer, but if you think it's been wild since, let's say, mid July, like every day is like, this is amazing. This is cool. I mean, I know we had about, 7 years of unprecedented history, like, and we were like fatigued and sick of it. And we're going, I don't know if I can handle one more unprecedented thing, right? Well, the turn has happened and people are waking up on the planet and they are saying, this is what we truly want. We don't want to try to fight it against. We don't want to control. We see what's being offered, and we're saying no. We're we want to align to the values that are important to us, and we want to give voice to the voiceless. It's just the most beautiful. My Aquarian soul is thrilled, and Leo is the exact opposite of Aquarius, and this is my time of expression. So I am loving this. So Remy is our astrologer, though, guys. If you be sure and tune into the chat, because Remy O'Brien is an astrologer. She's an incredible astrologer. I've had astrology done by many, many people. I've gone to many psychics, and I've never really had anybody where I felt like, yep. I've only had one or two, like where I go, yep. I see that one piece or whatever, but I could only think of one psychic that I ever went to that was really healing for me. It was when I was introduced, and she introduced me to past life regression. The other astrologer that I've gone to that really brought insight and understanding and helped give me that bigger picture of what's coming up for the year, and like, hey, here's my goals, what's opposing it. Remy O'Brien. She's very humble. She doesn't promote herself. She's the best kept secret in the world, guys. But if you've been wanting to get a chart done, you want to connect in with Remy. Okay, Remy, I just outed you. Okay, I love you too. And we've got Sandra here. So hey, the gang is here. This powerful gang of women we've got assembling here. So if you haven't got to be part of one of these broadcasts yet, I want to explain how we're framing today's reading. One, we need to understand the time frame. First, we're in the 8th month of the year. So you see the number 8 at the bottom here, and I apologize if these are a little fuzzy. I didn't have really great resolution. But the 8th month of the year is time of Leo, and it's represented by the Strength card. And if you have been around me, you've heard me say, the master in me greets the master in you, and in this space between us, let us only be love. That is the Strength card. It's high vibration. She's not trying to overcome it. This lion, she's calming it, and the lion is not opposing her. He is submitting completely to her. And so this is us getting control of our ego, right? And the part that yells and screams and carries on sometimes. I don't know if Northerners are as loud. I know Europeans aren't as loud as Texans are. Americans aren't as loud. Most Americans aren't as loud as Texans are. But they get loud and they get rowdy. And especially if there's fear, right? And they want to fight, if they want to make themselves known, there's a lot of bluster, right? And we can say that for a lot of people who are in fear based. Well, this strength card is meeting it in confidence. She's confident not only within herself, but she's confident in her efforts. She's confident in holding this space and exerting her authority. So, this is really an important card when we look at the strength card. The next card that would represent today, because the day is the 14th and 1 plus 4 equals 5. 5 is usually like magnetism, attraction. In some decks, this is the magician. In the spiral deck, it's the Hierophant. And the Hierophant really is about your spiritual gifts and operating through those gifts and your spiritual connection. And if this is reversed, that means we're operating in our ego and we're putting on the show, we're doing the stuff, but we're not really authentically connected and we're not authentically expressing. So today really is about letting your beautiful light shine. You know, I don't know how to describe it. I don't really like when we talk about, some of the words are not quite the right word because there's this experience called channeling. This was really hot in the 80s, and people would channel and we would practice, this. But there have been times that the messages have come through, the information, like where it feels like that download, and it literally does feel like this for me. The energy's coming through, and sometimes relatives show up, family, pets. Sometimes there's beings of consciousness. I've had the Mother Mary show up. I've had aliens show up. I've had this different part, but it never really quite felt like what I would consider channeling. I just knew that there was this part of me that was me, but it was more than me, would show up. Like there was many times in the past, but even in a lot of my one-on-one sessions, this presence that's called the healer or the teacher will show up, and I'll go, oh, the healer's here, and this incredible healing work will happen through me. This is what we're talking about when we're talking about the Hierophant. This is you, but it is that greater expression of you operating, that's operating. And when you are in that vibe and that energy, well, that 5 is very magnetic and transformational. And certain things are going to start happening in your communication. You're going to start communicating in a way of that's actually going to be more attractive to people, inviting. And there's going to be something in the vibe. And even though that's below the words that you say, people will hear you. That's what this card's about. The last card is the beautiful Empress card. We are always happy to see her come up. This is the mother energy. Now, why is it a 3? Because today's date totaled up and it made a 3. Okay, so it's always condensed back down. So the Empress card, which is kind of like the total vibe, holding the energy of these other 2 cards. The Empress is like that good mother energy, Mother Earth, that bringing forth bounty, nurturing, abundance. When we're in the positive expression, the mother is feeding herself. It's like the image is her holding a cup sitting next to the river. And there's plenty for her and everyone in her court. And if anyone needs anything, she's giving from her abundance. When this is reversed, where it's the codependent, and it's where the mother, her needs are met last. That's the mother who has no winter coat, or she's had the same coat for the last 10 years to give to her children. She's not eating at the table. Everybody's emotional needs are met, and she has a minute for everybody, but no time for herself. And yet she is not valued. And as a result of that, she reverts to manipulation. There's a lot of anger. And if you think about the destructive feminine form in the reverse, that is that destructive mother like Kali who eats her babies. I don't know why I did that. But anyway, That's what that is in the reversed. We are, because we're in Leo, we're in the sunshine, all is being revealed. All of this is in the upright position. So that's what the vibe is today. Is this making sense? Are you like, hey, what do I need? What's what's up here? How have I been my giving myself away? How have I been hiding my gifts? How have I been comparing myself to others in a negative way? How have I let my emotions overrun me? And don't judge yourself. And that this is a big piece, because all you've been trying to do is figure this out, work it out. And what stops a lot of people is their beliefs about what they're going through. Um, as a trained hypnotherapist, one of the things that I learned early in my career was the fast phobia cure, which is a tapping technique. But there was a lot of reframing. And I was still, in my training. I was working in apartments, and I happened to work in a building that was a high rise, but it was built on the side of a hill. So you might walk in level from the parking lot to a building, but you were walking in at the third floor. And if you walked into the apartment that had the beautiful scenic view over Fisherman's Terminal in Seattle and the gorgeous Cascade Mountains, it just was a phenomenal view. You'd be up on actually the fourth floor, because the ground was 4 floors below. So we're built on the side of a hill. A gentleman came into the office and wanting to see an apartment. And he said, I need something on the ground floor. And I said, we really don't have ground floor, but I was thinking, oh, you want something level. You want to be able to just walk in, which is what I want. I don't like going up and downstairs. But I said, we do have elevators. It's great. And he said, no. I have a horrible, horrible fear of heights. Horrible fear. And so as we're going in, and I go, here's the balcony. Let's walk to the end of the apartment and see it. He was glued against the wall, like, I see it. I see it over there. I have a horrible fear of heights. And he said, it's so embarrassing. I go to visit my friends. I want to go see them in their high rise apartment and go watch the fireworks, but all the guys, they razz me, they make fun of me, and then they like lean on the back and they go, "Oh, Chris, I'm about to fall," and they just taunt him, and he always has to leave. He can never hang out with his friends. And imagine living in a hilly city, a building that's mostly all high rises, and having a horrible phobia. Well, people who have a phobia, they're ashamed. They go, what's wrong with me? I should just get my head around it. I'm weak. I'm frail. People are going to laugh at me. I'm going to be humiliated. What are they projecting into the future? So I said, this is your lucky day. You couldn't have got a better person, and this is the perfect situation. And I told him all about my fancy training. And I said, you're always going to take care of yourself. You're always going to do the right thing. And I said, I know about that fear of heights. I had it. And everybody was rushing, would rush to the edge of the mountain and be on that ledge and stand backwards and do all these hijinks. And I felt like the mountain was going to pull me down. And I was so ashamed. I understand that. But what I want for you is to be able to just walk to the edge of look over the rail and go, how tall are we? You said, oh my God, I'll never be able to do that. And I said, look where we're standing. And we were out on the deck. And he didn't realize us just having this new conversation to where he understood what was going on, and that it was perfectly fine for him to be taking care of himself. He said, I can't believe you've got me on the deck. And I said, and soon you'll be able to look over. He said, there's no way. And I said, well, I'm really proud of you, and thank you for coming. I do know about some apartments that are lower down on the hill if you need to be in Magnolia. And I directed him. I called the manager. He went, and I don't know, where he went or what he did, but he came back about 4 hours later, and he said, can we go see one of those upper floors? And I went, are you sure? And he said, yeah. We walked in. He said, I remember I was freaked out before. He said, I feel okay. He walked right out to the deck, put his hand on the rail, leaned over and said, how high are we anyway? And then his face was like, What did I do? He immediately called the people. I was like so grateful to get to do that because I wanted to know that what I was doing made a difference. And that's what I want for here for you is to make a difference. He didn't rent an apartment, but I'm pretty sure that he's been enjoying his 4th of July parties since then. If you can get over criticizing yourself for what you've done to try to take care of yourself and balance your energy, you're going to stay stuck. That's the point to all of this. But if you make the decision about what you want instead and trust yourself to act in the right way, because he did not walk, he was not aware that he was already taking those steps. I want you to know that you may not be aware yet of all the right steps that you're taking. What the purpose of this time period is so that if you can come into that awareness and make that decision and then project into the future the fulfillment of that desire. Why do we want that? Well, because usually when we are thinking about our situation, we're imagining an outcome. We might be hoping for an outcome, but it's that hope's battling against what we are seeing in our mind's eye and what internal conversation we're having with ourselves about this outcome. And I said this in a call the other day in the virtual Commanding Wealth Circle that we hold every Tuesday, that so many people get hung up on trying to affirm a new reality, which it is good to make that statement. What's more important and even more powerful, and I would say even than doing the one command process where we go up into theta, we quiet the programming, we make a new statement, we expand our consciousness so that we can act in that new way, right? And then we receive that direct download from source in the one command process. If we're having a conversation about what's happening now, a new conversation about what's happening now, what's going to happen, and everything we're going to do to create that atmosphere, to bring in the right people, to take the right actions, and that we are committing to doing that until we absolutely know ourselves that way, which is a 4-part statement. If we're having that kind of conversation, the results will follow. If you have a contrary thought or new information comes in that doesn't align, then you'll just say, that's interesting. I don't know why that memory popped up now. I don't know why this situation has come up. I don't know how I'm getting what I want, the one command. I only know there's something in me that's telling me, yourself, that something greater is possible. And guess what happens? Your manifestations just start popping off. I can't snap with this finger, but just start popping off one after another. You want that? That's what we're going to do today. I want to say hello to, let's see, we had a few more people come on. Hello, Cassandra. So happy you're here. All right, so what are we talking about? I want to take you through a little visualization. Then we're going to pull the cards. Okay? So when we're talking about enter the gate, when we're talking about that, we're talking about what are we going to let go of so that we can arrive, right? So we can come to this new level of being, come into this new greater consciousness with open arms, an open heart, an open mind. What do we need to let go of? Well, one, that self-criticism. Two, that old way of talking, right? We need to let go of that resentment and grudges. And right now, guys, astrologically, because the energy is all amped up, watch your words. Remember when your mama said, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all? Because there is power in your words, and those words are going to be made manifest. And if you think you're a little perturbed with somebody and you say something about it, there is a possibility. I'm going to look away from you. Let me be over here. There is a possibility that could that could really get ramped up and turned into something that you never had an intention to create. Okay? Yes, you have your feelings, but watch what you say because your subconscious is listening and so is the universe. Okay? So I'm going to just take you through a little Aw, Hannah, I love you too. Hello, Himani. We're going to be doing our reading very soon. First, I'm going to take you through a little visualization. I want to just invite you first, just get settled in, become present to here and now. So feel yourself settle into your hips. This is your ground of being. Some people sometimes feel like they're halfway out of their body. Just imagine that you're slipping into your body like you're slipping into those kids' pajamas, with the little feetsies. Slip right into your body. Get comfortable. You're safe here. Take a breath. Now I want to invite you to picture, visualize, or imagine that you are at home. And I don't know where your home is or what home you want to create, but you are in your home. And it's 1 year from now. It's August 14th, 2025. And you're at home, and you may be on the phone, or there may be a friend with you, a loved one, and you are telling them about all the amazing things that you manifested this in the past year. Remember to breathe. Yeah, make it really conversational. Oh, I love this place. I got this place at just such an amazing deal. And like finding every piece of furniture was like being on a treasure hunt. I just love everything in this place. Oh, my car? Do you like my car? Yeah, that's a sweet ride. How's my business? My business is doing great. Or the job? Yes, yes. Talk about that. Imagine yourself having that. All look good. Well, thank you. I took control of my health. I feel amazing. Thank you. Yes. Think about the relationships, travel, the experiences. You're telling stories about someone you helped. And just tell them about how grateful you are. Like first it was you were so surprised and shocked and then delighted, right? And then just how grateful you are. And then how excited you are about the holidays coming up. All your plans. Right now, come back to that feeling of gratitude for all of that abundance, all of those experiences. And I want that for you. And right now, just breathe into that. Open your chest and take a big breath because you really want to just expand your capacity. In fact, you might want to lift up your chin a little bit and make some room, get those shoulders back. Just some big breaths. Yeah, you're just going to expand your capacity to receive even more good things. And now come back to here and now. And in this field of love and appreciation, gratitude, excitement, the master in me greets the master in you. And in this space, let there only be love between us. There we go. All right. All right. So someone said, are thoughts the same as words? Thoughts become words. Our words, we hear those words, right? And that's what we tend to act upon. The power of our words. Fiorenza had this question like, hey, manifesting comes from the same root word as jaw and what we're going to speak. Our thoughts are really, we think our thoughts create emotions. but the thoughts come from our emotions. And if you're having a bad day, if you're like, oh, everybody, nobody helps me, no, I'm the only one who sees that the kitchen's dirty, or, I'm all on my own, and or they're always doing this or they're always doing that, right? Because it's always them, right? It's always those other people. If you literally said, stop, cancel those thoughts. I'm choosing new thoughts. And took a breath, that would create a pause. It's like, I want to think thoughts that empower me and give me confidence. What do I need to think on instead? And then your mind will respond. And your emotions might go, yeah, but it's not fair. You go, you know what? What's not fair is me having an argument for 15 years ago that no one will win. What I have is today. Right. So if you wanted to have a conversation like that, you could. Or if you want to get complete control of that, hey, let's book a session and let's get that cleared for you. Okay. All right. Who is ready? If you're ready for a reading, say I am. I am. Okay. All right. All right. We're going to start with Hannah. Beautiful Hannah. Thank you so much. I'm just going to shuffle some cards. There we go. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. And 1, 2, 3. Let's pop. Let's pops up. The Hanged Man for Hannah. The Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is sacrifice. He does seem to be on his own, but what he's doing is for the greater good. And he's at peace. If it's reversed, so if we're looking at what is the challenge and the opportunity. So the opportunity is your own growth. Coming to stillness. If he's fighting and flushing around, what's going to happen? That's going to tighten that noose. Okay? Sometimes it is all for nothing because we cut away, we separate, go, I'm not worthy until I prove myself, right? And what does that do? It puts you on that unending struggle. But what he's doing now is he's choosing peace. And he's operating in faith. See the rainbow? And as he gets his healing, his understanding, then he is released. Okay, so that's for Hannah. All right, that's Hannah's reading. Next on the list, I'm going to be going off of the conversations, is we're going to pull up Leslie's. Hey, Hannah, let me know if this makes sense for you. Okay. Hello, Leslie. And Leslie's watching this on YouTube. Hey, if you're on that channel, do me a favor, be sure and like. I'm growing that channel, and subscribe if you haven't already. All right. Thank you. Okay, Leslie, let me hold intention for you. Your challenge and your opportunity is, we have the moon. The moon really is about your secret desire, but there's a timing card too, because by the full moon, you're going to have clarity. And it says, you've been thinking on it, you've been looking for a sign, you're doing some deep work. When we have a new challenge, when we have a new idea, what's before us, we go on what's called a transderivational search through our experience. You have been playing a little below, you've been playing a little safe, and you haven't really asked yourself in a long time about what you really want, because it reveals our desires, right? And then there's the phases of the moon, right? And it's always about, hey, here's this fresh idea, the new moon, this new potential. Then we're in the fullness, we're the mother mode. And here we're actually in that Empress time, so that would match the mother time. So what do you need to nurture, right? What do you need to nurture? But you have not been asking yourself, what do I want? What do I really want? You may want security, you want stability, but there is something greater that you haven't been asking yourself. And because there is a part of you that's been wanting to rise up and express. All right. So the opportunity is for you to, there's going to be some growth here. Okay. So that's what's coming up for you. All right. All right. And then now I'm going to go to Fiorenza. Hello. Hello, beautiful. Da, 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 da. Just because I know you're in Italy. Da, 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 da. The High Priestess. The High Priestess card. Now, she is really about your spiritual gifts, connecting into your inner wisdom, reading the signs. So this is the challenge has been, it feels like right now we're in this time because things are reversed. And we talked about this. I don't know if you saw the other recordings. A lot of times it's quiet. That's because we're in the void and we're so used to being in this, the echo chamber. The echo chamber is usually our own ego, right? And when we're afraid, and remember, we're in a time of amplification, we have to speak into that void our statement of faith, right? We have to command into the void. And so if you go, I'm ready for the sign for the next level of what's necessary, or to let me know whatever that is, whatever that sign is that you need that will tell you when it's time to take action or that you're on the right track, you can command for that sign. I remember one time I was learning to kind of read my environment again. I was rebuilding my trust. And if you've heard this story, please forgive me. But this song, Red Rubber Ball by the Beatles, came on to the radio. And I was kind of driving, I was driving around because I was going around meeting people at these different spiritual centers and introducing myself and looking for a place that I could give talks and possibly work out of. And but I wasn't quite trusting my intuition, because you get up, you get all the do, da, da, da. I got to do all this stuff. And I was like, I just want to make sure that I'm on the right track. So, Red Rubber Ball. I want to see if I'm on the right track today on all my activities. I want to see a red rubber ball. Now, I was driving around like an undeveloped area and I made a wrong turn and I'm like, how did I wind up out here? And I'm like, yeah, so much for clarity. And as I pulled up to the stop sign that was going to take me back to the right highway, I looked on the ground. I noticed on the ground was a red rubber ball, not a plastic ball like they sell today, but like the old fashioned, nice, squishy, heavy rubber ball, like very specific, was on the ground in the middle of the country. My subconscious drove me all the way around until I got to that sign. And I tell you what, I laughed all the way home. And then that night I walked into a bar and made friends with everybody there. And I worked out of that bar, I guess, for 6 months. And just once a week, just kind of kept body and soul together. Okay, just doing one card tarot readings like this. Okay, so command a sign. And that's what this one is telling me about you. Okay, all right. And now we're going to go to PJ. I'm having so much fun. Are you enjoying this? Is this good? Is this helpful, what we're doing? Thank you. All right, go ahead and PJ. PJ's about PJ right now. It's been about everybody else, and PJ went, nope. I need to take a break for me. Okay, I'm still shuffling. I haven't been told to stop yet. The Magician. The Magician card. This is about you being in your mastery And here we're in this Leo time of, ownership, right? Remember we talked about that, let our sun shine, all of that. All right, but we are in this time. The Magician card really is, I'm going to take action. But people come to the Magician and it looks kind of like, hey, here's my skills, here's my talents, I've learned how to do this, right? But then there's actual magic. There's some communication, and for some reason, I don't know what it is, but I don't know if you're what the writing's about, but I'm seeing some writing, and it's been a struggle. But the Magician wants to be a muse for you. If it's the challenge is when we go, oh, I don't have the skill, I don't know how to do this. This is hard. I'm slogging through. I don't have experience. People are going to call me a fake. Nope. You are already a master. You are just learning how to operate in that higher level. And I would say, ask your inner magician. Ask that inner part of you that knows exactly what to do. You can talk to your higher power. But it's like I need a little magic here. So I'm going to invite my inner magician to show up. And that's the message for you today. Okay. And I hope that makes sense. All right. Now we're going to go to done Fiorenza, done Hannah. We're going to go to Remy. All right. So we're going to turn into Remy. Then we'll go to Cassandra. Okay. I'm sorry. Remy, then Sandy, Rotunda. Okay. So just a moment. Remy, I know Remy, and Remy is a master learner. She learns, learns, learns. She loves to learn, her curiosity. She loves being in that experience of opening herself to what the teaching has to share more than what the method and the technology, right? Your gift that you're not recognizing is opening yourself to the transmission. And when I'm talking about that, I would say an example of that is when people want to work with feng shui. Okay. And then there's the Bagua, that's talks about the 8 directions. That the teaching itself has a transmission. There is an intelligence there. I experienced that with the one command when I said, it just feels like the one command's telling me what to do. It's telling me how to market it. It's telling me who to go talk to. It would give me the ideas about podcasts. Before podcasts were a thing, they were just internet radio. And we partnered with so many people and built our audience up really quickly doing that, not having any idea how to do it. But as the inspiration would come through, the download, the blueprint, and the how would come through. If there's something that you enjoy, and I know you have a story about, well, I learned it, I haven't done anything with it, nothing's happening. It's saying go to the intelligence of that discipline, go to the consciousness. Okay, there's a consciousness that organized the teaching of astrology. There's a consciousness that organized the teaching of different healing modalities. There's a consciousness that is organized and says, here is how we do internet business. Whatever it is that you want to do, there is a consciousness. You have the capacity to talk into it, to speak with it. You only have to ask it for guidance. And if you need to write or just get yourself on video and talk it out, or do sessions around it so you can hear what the teaching is that comes out, that is the message for you today. And look how that matches with what we're doing today. Where is that? Okay. So that's the message that's coming through for you today. Okay. I hope that makes sense. Now we're going to go to Sandy Batunda, and then hang on. And then we'll go to Cassandra next. Hey, and I would love to get your comments and feedback if what I'm saying makes sense to you, if it's resonating with you. All right, I want to get through all the one-on-one readings. It said do that, 1, 2, 3, and here we go. Okay, so I always hesitate to bring up this card. It's the devil. When you go, oh, the devil made me do it, kind of thing. The devil tricks you, and it's so. I want you to think about the original trick when the devil said, "If you'll eat of the fruit of knowledge, then you'll off the forbidden fruit, then you'll know everything." I was like, well, Eve already knew God, walked with God, talked with God. She already knew everything. So there is a way that you've gotten yourself into a mind trap, but the opportunity is that the devil speaks to your desire, and the devil is actually giving you clues about what's possible. Okay? And the devil, when people say, oh, the devil made me do it, it's like, hey, you know what? I followed my desires. I did what I actually wanted to do, and to hell with the consequences. I feel like that's actually more what the message is. Tell the truth about what you really want to do. Don't be fearful of other people's opinions. Don't, like trust yourself and take that action. Okay? Because you are quite good. You are quite kind. You are responsible, right? You're a good person, but it's okay every once in a while to say, all right, the devil made me do it. My little mischievous nature says, I want to stretch and grow this way and bust out of a box a bit. And that feels like more of the message. Okay? All right, we're going to go to Cassandra next. And then Himani, we will do you. All right. Hello, Cassandra. Hello, hello. All right, let me scroll down and get comments here. Oh, oh my goodness. We are going to hold energy for you, Miss Lawrence or Sit Tamu. We will. We're going to give us a moment, but we will come to you right now, already aligned. I would say that I'm not a professional, and if you are having those, I really need you to, I don't know, could somebody please respond to send to Tom and find them a suicide hotline. You need to talk to a professional right away. You do matter. We do care about you. And just know that right now our hearts are all lit up, holding a space for you. And if you have some training, if y'all want to reach out to this person, please do. But if you could please post a link for a suicide hotline, I would appreciate that. Thank you. All right, we're going to go ahead and go to Cassandra. So what I want for that person is for them to know that sorrow may last for the night, but joy cometh in the morning. This is just temporary, and I have been through this. I know how hard it is. Those thoughts take over, but they're not true. It's not true. What your mind is telling you. Okay? All right. So, Cassandra. Look, she is all over our readings today. We just did the Hierophant. Here's the Empress. You know, if I've ever met an Earth Mama in my life, it is Sandy O'Brien. Okay? And for you, your message really is, because it feels like you have not really been in nature the way that you've wanted to. There has been a dream, but there's been some things stopping you from taking action because of physically not being able to be in nature to the degree that you want to, but to whatever degree that you can, you must. And that means if you can get your feet on the ground, right? You can hug a tree. If you can make sure you're eating good food, but also it feels like you've been isolated And so for you, it's like there needs to be some nurturing, right? Where there's like some mutual care going on. But this is the biggest message is connect to the earth. She will heal you. Connect to the earth. Okay? All right. Himani, you are next. All right. All right. Thank you, Sandra. Okay. Himani's next, and she is concerned about her marriage. All right. This is a challenge and opportunity, but let's just see what the card says because you have a vision of your marriage being healed and happy. Okay. To that. Connect to that. Hold that vision of your marriage being healed and happy. Sorry, I don't know what happened. I blanked out there for a second. All right, let's pull up the card, and it's the star. Okay, so this marriage is in the stars, but the thing with the marriage is that both of y'all are healing family systems and your inner child. But the one to give your love to, honey, is you first. You have to nurture yourself. See these healing waters? Sorry, she is naked, but she's under the stars. There's the healing waters. And this message was for someone yesterday. It's like your plate's full, but your cup is empty. You're not pouring into your own cup. And all of your worth, and I know security and everything there, but I don't know the circumstances. But first, you've got to let yourself get healed before your marriage can get healed. And that is 100% on you. I would say for you, if you're not already in marriage counseling for you, you need to go and get some body work done, sitting in that good water. Like in Dallas, we have the Korean spa where we go and we take the waters and we're in the saunas and we go get in the different temperatures of water and everything. I really feel like you're needing some water energy, but that is about healing your emotions. Okay. Don't be in fear. Don't be in fear. I feel like what it looks like, things are stretched. Things are stretched. But as you strengthen yourself, that'll give you the energy to do what's necessary. But you must work on yourself and heal yourself first. Okay? Because what'll happen is, oh, are you cooking? Are you cleaning? Are you making yourself pretty? Are you doing all this stuff so that you'll be worthy and good and he'll see you? No. You've got to heal and rise up within yourself first and find your own worthiness of love and value and really own that. And if he is not smart enough to see how amazing you are, he's not worthy of you. Okay? And it's easy for me to say because I don't know your situation. But I know that as someone who got that message about be good, be pretty. Oh, keep yourself up, and then maybe he'll choose you. Maybe he'll be kind. Maybe he'll see you again. Okay. But he saw a wife. He hadn't really seen you yet. You've been kind of hiding. You need to show up. Okay. And that's just the message. All right. Hannah's saying, I feel like all the cards are speaking to me. Oh yeah, baby. All right. Let me see if there's anybody else. Right now, we're going to hold an image. We're going to hold light for you. Okay. Right now, if you're right here watching this, either even in a replay, I want to invite you to tune into your heart. Let the love in your heart shine. Surround this person in love. And right now, part of why all this is happening is there are some big physical and financial needs. And she's feeling overwhelmed. So right now, I'm just going to command, I don't know how, the food and the money and the health care that you need arrive. I only know I'm witnessing you being happy and healthy, and I'm just witnessing you having a conversation where you're saying, hey, there are dark days, but we can get through them. And I'm here for you. I see you on the other side of that dark day telling someone that you've been through it and you know, and they're going to marvel at your strength. They're going to say, you, no way. And right now, every person on this call is witnessing that happening for you. And I see someone stepping up and being that for you. And all of our love to you right now. We bless you. Thank you. Thank you for letting us love you. I do need to move forward. I want to, let me ask, how was this for you today? Did you enjoy this? Was the cards working out for you? Okay, yeah, Sandy's saying spot on. Thanks. Look at look at her on her beautiful horse. I think that's Sugar. Yeah, thank you. Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. I hope this has been helpful. I do want to mention, and I do have a link here. If you want to get your own reading, I've got a little sales letter I will put here for you that you can read, and so that you can book your own session. And what we're doing is a special 5-card reading. And in this reading, it is really about, hey, what is the challenge? What is the opportunity? But what we look at is say, hey, what is the pattern that's up for healing? And if you're going through a struggle or doubt, that pattern is definitely up right now. Okay. Then we look at what is the there's a pattern, but what is the challenge you're facing? And sometimes we think we're fighting one battle, and there's the actual challenge, right? Like realistically, if you don't deal with this, nothing's going to work. So we're going to look at that. We're going to connect into what your true power is. Like with Miss Lawrence, her true power is her compassion, right? That's her superpower. So her ability to be compassionate for other people, she hasn't experienced that. Right now, what she's experiencing is love and compassion, right? So we're going to connect into that power. And then what is it going to take for you to truly break through? And then what does the future look like as a result of this work? And then when I do work with people, I always, we do a lot of energy work, there's intuitive work, there may be healing, and then we do a one command so that we can train your mind and direct it to doing the right things so that you can manifest your desires. So, oh, Sandra's saying that's Fire, her handsome boy. But I want to encourage you. I am doing this for the month of August. Let me put a direct link there. This calendar is filling up fast, so I encourage you, if you haven't yet, be sure and book a session today. And I would love to work with you. Okay? All right, my loves, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for taking time to be part of the circle. This brings us to the end. I'm going to be doing this again the same time tomorrow. So be sure and like this event. Help me get the word out. I really want to serve as many people as possible and help them get the encouragement that they need so that they can have confidence in themselves, so that they can trust that they're doing the right things, that they can listen to their own inner guidance. And it's all right here for you. So, my love, I'm going to let you go. Until next time, this is Catherine Perry, the Big Vision Coach of Industry Mastery. Bye-bye, everybody.